Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today, working on my Western MVP3. Got an issue with it. I'll be plowing with it, and then all of a sudden I'll hit a button, and I'll show you a picture of this. The red light flashes on the controller, and the plow will not will not move. Everything else, the lights stay working, everything else seems to work. It's just the plow will not respond with the remote. So that's what I'm going to try to fix today. I called the Western dealer, and I'm going to give a shout out to the Western dealer, Michael's Hoist in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Highly recommend those guys. If you're looking for a Western plow, I think they do Meyer and I think some other plows, but they know the Western. I've gotten 2 of my plows from them. I've gotten all my parts from them. Way back when I had my old Western Pro plow, I had to convert it to the newer style truck. They knew exactly what I needed, got the parts, went on perfectly. It's hard to find a business like that. So highly recommend the Michael's Hoist in La Crosse, Wisconsin. So getting back to this, I called them, explained my problem. What he thinks it is the main plug harness. That's the main positive negative that comes from the plow. So what the Western dealer thinks is going on is he thinks that see, there's 4 pins in here. There's 2 big ones, 2 small ones, and he thinks that the 2 smaller ones are not staying in contact. That's why the remote stops working and the red light starts blinking. So the parts the Western dealer is recommending I change are the main plug harnesses. Okay, so the numbers are 42014. That's the truck side harness, and then this one don't have a number on it, but it's 42015. They might have changed. I think they changed one of the harness numbers, so I'll leave links where I got these. I got these off eBay. That was the cheapest place I could find. And the shipping was super fast, so I'll link where I got these. So this problem actually started happening shortly. It was actually the end of last season, and I took the main plug harness from the plow, the big red and black plug, and I twisted it and moved it so I could actually plug it in from the passenger side, because that's the way the plug is in my bumper there. It's just easier to do that. And when I twisted that around, that's when I noticed this problem start happening. It's kind of progressively gotten worse, and I'm getting tired of, I can get out once it happens, I can get out and I can wiggle this main harness, like I can wiggle it, and then it'll work. And then once I start plowing and it gets jarred again, it'll stop working, then it'll start working, then it'll stop working. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. So like I said, the Western dealer recommended I replace both the harnesses, truck side and plow side. I'm going to start with the plow side. I'm going to install a new one. This new harness right here, I'm going to install this on the plow side, and I'm going to see if that fixes the problem. I could do both harnesses, but that's not going to find the problem. I'm not going to know which was the problem. I suppose they both could be the problem because the pins are worn out. I can't believe I unhooked this and hooked it up. You know, I plugged it in that many times. This plow is, well, the plow might be 3 or 4 seasons now. And actually, now that I think about it, the truck side harness, that was the harness I got for my 02 dually. That's the same harness in there. So that could be 7 to 8 seasons old. So I guess if anything would be wore out, it would be the truck side plug that would be wore out. But like I said, when I twisted the plow side harness, that's when I started having the problem. So I'm going to give this one a try. We're going to do the plow side first. It's pretty easy. There's no splicing or anything. When you get this harness, it plugs right into the module. I'll show you. And there's no splicing or anything. This is all plug and play. You just got to take the cover off of your pump cover. Has got to come off, and there's actually this piece right here has got to come up and off, and then there's a little there's a big O-ring type thing that goes around the bottom. I'll show you that. That's got to come off, and then these 2 side covers come off. Okay, so this piece slides off, this little rubber piece. You kind of got to unhook it from the, that's this piece right here. That frees up the top side. And on the bottom side, I'm not really going to be able to show you, but there's it looks like a big O-ring. And you kind of carefully roll it off the hooks. It's like this big O-ring thing. Like I said, be careful with it. Mine's all cracked. And I don't think these are very cheap. So once you get that off, you can take your side covers and just come right off. You gotta kind of get past the hydraulic hoses there a little bit of finagling. And you can get these side covers off. Now once the covers are off, now you can get to all your wiring. Okay, so you're going to want to unplug your plow actually from the truck, because you don't want none of this stuff having power. I'm going to do that in a second, but just wanted to kind of show you inside here. See, there's all your valves right there. And then there's the solenoid, which used to be, they used to put that on the truck side. Now they put it right with the plow, which is actually a pretty good idea. You've got a negative right there in the middle of the screen. That's going to be the one we got to unhook. Then there's a positive, which one is that? It's the pinker one. So it's right there in the middle of the screen. That's the positive I got to unhook for the new harness. And then there is some smaller wires that I am not going to be able to show you. They go kind of around to the other side, and I'll show you what the other side looks like. Okay, so here's the other side, and you can see there's even more valves on this side. That's because this is a V-plow, so it's got more controls. If you got a straight blade, you know, you're not going to have only, I think, 3 of them. But then you got a plow module in here, just kind of like the module that's up on the truck side. So there's a plow module. I think they just do this to clean everything up. And then yet again, there's more valves underneath here. So we're after, I believe, Plug number A, I think, is going to be unplugged, and we got to fish that from the other side some way. So I'm going to get to doing this and let you know exactly what's involved. Okay, so there's the old harness that I just pulled out. Not too bad, guys. I should be able to get that out pretty easily. You got a positive, negative here, and then you've got this kind of twisted white and brown wire. You got a white and black wire, and this goes to that module that I showed you. So it's pretty simple. This plow side is a lot easier than the truck side. There's a sticker on here, and it says date 7/3/2017. So yeah, it's 2017, 2022 now, so that's 5 years. Saying 5 years on that this harness, but trying to look for some differences, and it looks like those, it's like the pins, they might have designed the pins a little different, those two little pins, but we'll see. I'm gonna get the new one in there, and I'll let you know if I have any trouble. It should be pretty easy, pretty straightforward. This cable, you can see it was wrapped around the other cable that was in the plow harness, so I might do that as well. So that's pretty much it. I've got the new one in there, and it was A. This is the one you got to unplug and replace. I twisted it around this plug here. Just be careful. You got to kind of wiggle it out of all these wires. Make sure you don't pull any of these wires off anything while you're doing that, or you're going to find yourself a different type of problem when you get out. Make sure these snap on. You got to push them and make sure they snap on and lock in position, because if that unplugs, you can have another problem. So this plug-in, I just run it through the back here, and you can pull this plastic away. You got to pull it away from the motor, and you can slide that plug-in through there. And again, just make sure you ain't messing anything else up. I got my negative on, I got my positive on tight. So only thing left to do is I gotta put the covers back on, plug this thing in, and we'll go take it for a test, see if this was the problem. I do notice that the cables seem a little more pliable than the other cables, and to me it looks like those center pins are designed a little different than the old harness. So we'll see. If this doesn't fix it, I'll be back, and we'll be replacing the truck side harness, I guess. Okay, so I got back together. Quick test in here. Couldn't get it to mess up. When I pulled in here, it was messing up. So the real test, we'll be getting it out. I got to jar it and you know, just kind of use it. So I'm gonna head out, do some testing. Fingers crossed. I won't have to do the truck side. Okay, so I just went through and made sure all the wires were connected. I was testing it, all the connections to the pins here, and you know, just to make sure there wasn't like a broken wire. I know it was an intermittent problem, so it still possibly, I guess, could be something wrong with the wires. But I kind of bent it around and twisted it and couldn't really get anything to fail. So another option you could do, I just kind of thought of it just now, is, I mean, if you're going to buy plow side harness, truck side harness, and you're going to throw them away anyway, there is another option. I've got about $230 in the plow side harness and the truck side harness. Right now I only have the plow side harness. I think that was $100. So if that works, I'll let you know. I got to keep testing it. If that works, all you got to do is get the plow side, but that's yet to be seen. Another option you could do is the two pins in here, those two smaller pins, are actually the brown and the white wire here. So if the Western dealer's right and those two pins are the problem, and you're just going to throw this harness away anyway by getting a new one, this brown and white wire is twisted up and it goes all along here. So what you could do is you could cut that, it's right there, you could actually cut it out of the harness right here, cut it and then pull it out of the harness. You could add your own plug-in on each side, the plow side and the truck side. And you know, you could run a cheaper type, this ain't a big heavy wire, you could run a cheaper type plug in, and you could kind of bypass those pins, which is going to be a whole lot cheaper. I think if you buy these parts from Western, I think the Western dealer said $300 and some. Like I said, I found it for like $230 on eBay. But that's another option. If you, like I said, you're just going to throw this harness away anyway, you can bypass the two pins and just make your own plug. You have to plug this in and your other plug. But that is another option. It would be a way cheaper option doing it that way. Okay, so I'm out here plowing the sheds out and just changing the plow side harness isn't doing it. It still has the problem. So I am going to do the truck side eventually, not in this video, but yeah, I was hoping it was going to be simple. Honestly, if I was to do this over again, I would just cut that wire out and bypass those two pins. That's what I would do if I could do it over again. I already bought the parts, so I'm gonna install the truck side one eventually here, and I'll let you guys know if that does permanently fix it. I think it will, but anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you.